Okay, video number 4. So I've done a couple things. I've gotten 3-4 hours maybe total over the last couple nights on the car. And once again, I'm going to show you the progress so far. So let me flip the camera around. And here you go. So I dug out some old fenders I had sitting around the corner of the shop here. And as you can see, I've pretty much mimicked what we had already done on that side over here. And the reason for the fenders and the hood and everything, because I want to go with a little bit different look than what I had before in the car. And anyway, that's going to take some planning. But the good news is, most of the major tubing and notching and things like that is all wrapped up. I do have to do welding, and of course then I'll pull the motor out and do the painting and things like that. But I feel like that's minor in comparison. I'm trying to fit the radiator now. I've got plenty of room. I mean, I've got probably 8 inches or so here to play with. So if I use my old radiator hoses that I've already made, it may just work out just to keep the radiator where it was. I went ahead and put a front bash bar in, and it just ties right into this same joint down here. You can kind of see that group, that coupling of tubes, and I'll get welded out. That'll be a pretty strong location. I'll have probably my old knee knocker front toe hook on the front. And Mark IIs, this is one thing where I think Mark 1s just are so much better than Mark 2s, where this would all be one sheet, right? It'd be completely enclosed, and the fender notching and things like that over here, like it wouldn't have this recess, it'd just be a nice curve. And the Mark IIs never came like that. So I'm going to figure out how to connect the bottom of this grill to the actual valance down here, and hopefully make that look a little bit more, you know, kind of that European, traditional European golf style. You can kind of see this like 2-inch notch right here is the painful part. So anyway, I mocked everything up just to kind of have that conversation with myself on what I wanted to do, what material I wanted to make it out of, and things like that. Along with that, set the radiator. I've got to make some radiator mounts down there, get those glued in. I've got an upper radiator support, so I don't know what I'm going to do up here. I might just do some simple rod or something like that to capture the top of the radiator. Not really sure yet. Something like that, though. And make sure the hood clears. Make sure there's an easy way to mount the grill. And there's a couple small little things, such as the coolant bottle. All right, so we've got to figure out some location. I don't know, somewhere around here for that. I needed to stiffen. Set this down. Oh man, I'm making such a mess. Set this down. Crap, just spilled coolant all over the place. So you can see the firewall here was kind of splitting because I had done kind of something silly and mounted the rear motor mount directly and welded it to the firewall. The firewall is made of 1/8-inch plate, but there's a lot of leverage. There's not a lot of flexibility. I cut some holes in it for the wiring and cables. And anyway, it's just with shifting, and actually I recall I lost this bolt here one time at VIR, and it just kind of worked its way and split. So I'm adding this tube in now, which I just happen to have some dimple die holes already in place that go all the way through the motor mount to the other side. See it over there? And I'm just going to add this tube and just weld it right into this really thick steel on the side of the frame rail that I've already gusseted. So that'll add some rigidity there, and it was super simple, and I didn't have to mount anything to the cross member, which is great. Let's see. Yeah, so other than that, this side's done. I'm going to fill all this in, you know, with some 1/8-inch stock that I have around here. I just haven't done it yet. It'll be probably easier when the motor's out of the car to do that work. Let's see. Yeah. So other than that, I did get these guys in. So I only ordered 6, but somehow he sent me 8. But these are A7 Hoosiers, and you can get them for, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks a piece. And they're super sticky. These are the stickiest rubber you can get. So they're only 205 in width. So they're 205, 50, 15, which should match well with the 8-inch wheels. But they run like an 8.5-inch cross section. So that's plenty of tire for what I'm doing right now. Because I don't really have a ton of power. So it's just about momentum, making everything aerodynamic as possible. Which, if there is such a thing with a Golf. So that's what we're going to focus on next. And let's see, I think that box over there is the harnesses. So I think I got all the harnesses in for Mindy's car and this one. So anyway, there it is. Another video, a little bit more progress. And I think right now, really, it's just do the final weld out, make sure everything fits, pull the motor, paint it, put the motor back in, make sure everything runs. And we got an autocross in 2 weeks. So I'm feeling pretty confident right now that we can make it to the autocross, but let's see what happens. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye.